Okay, hi. So that's my foot. Lovely day today. Not too many people on the beach. So yeah, the brutal reality of being 65 in today's society is pretty harsh sometimes. I think the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that the kids like in their 20s, early 20s, teens and 20s kind of look at you as if you're some kind of ancient relic from another period or something. And it's sometimes a bit harmful. It hurts because it's like, I don't know how to explain it. They think that you don't know anything, what's going on in the world, but our generation kind of invented the whole thing that they're into today, like gaming and music and technology and all that was invented by the boomers, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden they look at us as if, well, you're talking about as well, we do actually, and it can be a bit annoying. So yeah, that's the way I look at it anyway. Second thing is your body doesn't start to work as the way you wanted it to. I mean, I remember the other day I wanted to do like just a head over heels roll, and it nearly broke me in two. I used to do that when I was a kid, and just like I was an athlete, I was literally a gymnast, and now I couldn't even walk on my hands or even do anything. It's just like my body just won't follow. Yeah, that's the harsh reality that sort of hits you. And and waking up one day as well thinking you haven't got that much time ahead of you. You've got literally maybe 20 years max if you're lucky. I mean, especially me, being diagnosed with cancer and that, having got through it, but it's still like, you don't know. That's a pretty harsh thing to go through as well, to realise. Also, the way people look at you is strange as well. You kind of get this either sympathetic look, or people just don't even see you anymore. You become invisible. That's not too cool. Also, you become extremely ugly. I mean, I was a good-looking guy when I was younger. Look at this picture here. And and you become really, really ugly when you get old, unfortunately. Not for everybody, but I seem to become ugly. Everyone dies around you after a while. You find that, you lose a lot of friends and family and stuff, and you kind of get worried about stuff. It does be very, very depressing, and that's just life, the way it's moving forward. And but you just got to really start living for today as well, and that's quite hard to do because you become at the same time nostalgic about things and thinking about the past, and that hurts because it's sad and you're thinking about the past. But you got to then positive yourself and make yourself positive and say to yourself, well, I've got to start living for today because that past isn't coming back. Also, memory problems. I think the brain is a bit like a hard drive. It just becomes saturated after a while with age, and you have so much in there that it prioritizes memories. So you start losing memories and you forget things, even random things like in the middle of the day and stuff like that. That's a bit worrying as well. And you have to force yourself to exercise. I mean, I walk every day, and my case is a bit different because being in cancer treatment and all the rest of it, I had to exercise every day. That was part of the protocol, and I got into it, and I really like walking all the time. So I like that. Also, if you were a bit of an extrovert person and like to sort of tell jokes and like to be a bit of the centre of attention sometimes, that's finished. You've got to take a back seat because people just don't take you. They just won't even listen to what you're saying half the time. So you really just got to take a back seat on that now. You've had your time. If you are, I'm not bothered about that myself personally, but you can. Yeah, it does it does kind of become a problem when you think you're funny and you're not, you know. Going deaf, I started seriously losing my hearing because of the job I was doing. I was DJing and playing music, so I've lost hearing. So I've got hearing aids, but they're really high-end, top professional ones, so they're good. I can hear really well with them, fortunately. But a lot of people don't know how to get hearing aids fixed correctly, so they end up hearing either too too toppy or too bassy, and it's yeah. And of course your eyesight goes as well, so you can't read anything anymore. So that's another reality that kicks in at about late 50s. People start, the books start getting further and further away, and the font on the telephone gets bigger. But you have to admit that you're losing your eyesight, so you have to take care of that. And time moves so fast when you get older. And there is a theory about that, is that when you're 5 years old, a year represents 20% of your life. But when you're 65 years old, a year represents a 65th of your life. So everything kind of just accelerates all the time, because your body and your brain just kind of like looks at it and says, well, that's, that wasn't long ago. I mean, for me, the 2005 felt it was like last week. But when I was a kid, in 1965, 20 years before, was the end of the Second World War. Only 20 years. It's crazy. I mean, I don't know. I look at time and I just go, wow, this is really like moving way too fast, way too fast. Also, everything annoys you. Everything around you just annoys you, and it becomes annoying that you can't control that. I don't know what it is, but everything just really annoys me. And weight gain, drinking and smoking. Basically, you can't drink or smoke after 55. It's finished for you. You can do it, of course, but it's at your risk. And I see so many people continuing on, and they get into really bad health after 65. So that is an investment to just stop drinking and smoking and try and keep your weight down, because you're just going to put weight on all the time. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy, but it's a reality. Yeah, it's one of them things where weight all just happens. It doesn't matter what you eat. If you just eat like a normal meals a day, you're just going to put weight on. So you've got to counteract that with exercise and stuff like that. My case is a bit different because of the treatment I've been on for the last 3 years, being hormone therapy and stuff like that. Naturally makes you get fat. So I had to double up the walking and stuff like that. But smoking and drinking after 50 is a risk. I say something that you've got to stop. And I see most people drinking after 50 doesn't even do anything to them. They don't get a buzz like when you're 20. They just drink out the sake of drinking. So you can drink non-alcoholic beer and stuff like that, and it's fine. And smoking, forget it. It's just a total waste of time, and it pollutes everyone and pollutes the planet. It's just, I don't understand people smoking. Absolutely not. Anyway, it's up to you what you do, but you've got to invest in your health if you want to live later on, I reckon, anyway. Some people are lucky, some people ain't, and that's the way it goes.